Good morning. How are you doing? It is Tuesday, the 24th of March. I don't know what day this is of isolation. I guess it's like, I don't know, maybe a week or so, something like that. Anyway, lots to update you on today out there in internet land. It feels like, I feel a little bit like Castaway, whereas the ball, Wilson, is actually just the internet. So, lots of things to tell you this morning about blockchain stuff, but mainly about infrastructure. I'm realizing that the conversation should be about infrastructure. And the reason why I make video and do little vlogs is that it gives me like an interface through the video camera to the world, and then conversations come back. I get like either DMs via Twitter, or people comment on the video, or I might get a comment on my blog post or something like that. It's a connector, right? It connects us together. Anyway, this morning, a little story I want to tell you about is that I thought I was being super smart to get a delivery order done today that I booked a week ago. So I should have probably done it 2 weeks ago for a week's time. So I thought I was being smart when I did the delivery of food, and on the delivery form it came up and everything was booked out. So I clicked on the arrow to go right, and then I found some dates, and so delivery is today. And every single day I've been going in and checking it because I know that stuff is going to sell out. So all the stuff that I thought would sell out did sell out. And so I went in and changed it, and also an option to do substitute items. Anyway, because I always live on very, very tight budgets, money-wise, for food and rent and accommodation and things like that, like most of us do, I guess, I was checking every single day, but I didn't check last night. And because I got substitute items on there, I thought that would be enough. So anyway, this morning I go in, and out of the 16 or 17 items that I was supposed to receive, no, it's got to be less than that actually. It would have been, hang on, 9 plus the 4. So it'd been about 13, 14 items. Out of that lot, 9 of them got cancelled. Like all the veg, like all the oranges, all the lemons, all that sort of stuff. So what I'm ending up with is 4 items. I think it's like milk and avocado. I can't remember what else it is, but like literally 4 things are coming, and those things, what the total cost of those 4 things ended up doubling in terms of the minimum spend for the basket and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, that's comical. It's okay. I've got loads of other food stuffs that I can survive on. This is just like stuff, everyday stuff that would have been nice. The fact that I'm getting milk is going to be a big thing, because I can have like proper oats, and I can have like Weetabix, and I can have coffee. So like I'm pretty set. I'm kind of minimal when it comes to food. But my big point about this is infrastructure. It just shows you the level or the lack of spending on infrastructure. Now, okay, first of all, unprecedented times. Nobody can leave their house, so everybody's going to be using delivery services, right? I get that. So that's going to be like having the whole population suddenly looking at your website. That's an insane amount of traffic. It's effectively like a DOS attack, like a distributed denial of service, because everybody's trying to get in at once. If you imagine the film 300, where there's like a gap in the mountains, and they're holding that from 10,000 soldiers coming in, a small little gap. Imagine a delivery website is this small gap, and there's 10,000 people trying to get through the gap all at once. I mean, you've probably seen videos of people still going to like Tesco's and Sainsbury's and all these different places to go and get food, and they're all like tightly packed to each other. Insane. I don't understand why people don't understand isolation, pandemic, epidemic, coronavirus. I don't understand why people don't see this, because it's an invisible thing. People just like cast it off like it's not a problem, or it's, you know, hype, or it's a lie, or whatever. So yeah, that's one thing that's happening this morning. I'm only going to get 4 items. Infrastructure has always been something that concerns me, is that whenever I've either worked for a local council or worked for a company where they say, oh, we're allocating X amount of millions over the next 10, 15, 20 years, I've always been concerned as to where that money ends up and where it goes. And it always seems to disappear into the coffers of people who have connections into those systems, and get a little bit of a hand-me-down or a back pass of a payment somewhere. And this highlights it for me, is that the world has fundamentally changed because of coronavirus now, because this could go on for a very long time. So There's going to have to be a investment in IT, in infrastructure. You're fighting effectively a war. Example of that is this morning. If you look at Steemit, and you look at Hiveblog is playing up, Steemit is down. So there's a back and forth denial of service attack or some bullshit going on there. My accounts on Hiveblog seem to be blocked. They've kind of vanished for some reason. All of my posts on Steemit have been downvoted, so all the images can't be seen. Like, it's chaos out there, and I think the anarchists love it. They love it when they can push infrastructure, because they actually want chaos. They actually want anarchy, because I think it makes them feel safe. I think it's, if we have the opposite of what we have now, which is controlling centralized systems, then somebody else has power over you. And yet having chaos and anarchy, I would have thought would be worse, but I guess it makes you feel better if you feel in control of that moment. So we're in this massive big worldwide attack of systems, basically systems trying to stay up for people to order food and other people trying to take them down. And so I feel like if we ever get out of this situation, if we ever come out of the other side of this, we really need to take a good, strong look at infrastructure and costs, because, just because you're not getting a lot of traffic one day and then the next day you get loads of traffic, you need to build in capacity for this stuff. Now, don't get me wrong, there is always going to be a human component to this, which breaks down having the best, most uptime, greatest SLA, service level agreement out there in the world, because even Amazon are hiring 100,000 people to help with deliveries. So we're going to a delivery based, maybe autonomous delivery kind of world. I mean, you have to look at somebody like Tesla, who built in the bio support for the air systems on the Tesla. Like, their team and those people were really thinking ahead when it came to Tesla, the car, in terms of what people will want. And if the car can drive itself, like, you can just send it down to the supermarket and get them to load it in the back, and then come back and just wear your hazmat suit and clean it all off. So yeah, there's a lot happening today. I want to report on it because, I think people who have got orders in for delivery, if you're doing deliveries at home and they're going to be like in a week's time, I would recommend that you boost up as much as you can. Maybe put £100 worth of food and items on there. I don't mean like doubling up and having more than your share. What I'm saying is, what might happen is if you spend £100, it might end up only getting £25 worth of the food. Whereas what I did, it was like a £25-30 order, and I've only ended up with £5 worth of food. Do you get what I'm saying? So I'm not saying like be greedy bastards and order like 5 of everything. What I'm saying is like spread the load of food so that like you get something. And don't rely on that stuff not going out literally within 3 to 6 hours. Like, these sites are getting hammered right now. So yeah, infrastructure, blockchain seems to be, even just the space for me to be able to blog is kind of affected right now. And I guess, like, why should I be even concerned about that? Most people looking in will probably be thinking, well, why spend your time doing that? Well, it keeps me busy, keeps my mind busy. I like to write. I like to put videos together. And I like to have a dialogue. That's what we're doing as human beings on planet Earth. We want to have a back-to-back conversation. And I know there's a lot of people similar to me on their own in isolation out there in the world that feel the same way and probably have a lot of thoughts and feelings hitting them today. As this goes on, we're just a week in. We could be doing this for the next 12 weeks or longer. It could be like 18 months that we're doing remote deliveries. And look, the world of work, the world of education, the world of everything you've ever known has fundamentally changed because of this pandemic. And there's going to be people who are going to fight all the way through to their last breath to change it for the good. And there's also going to be people out there who want to exploit this right now. So stay safe, stay healthy, wash your hands, do all that good stuff. I've put some links to a couple of sites in this post. I've also embedded a SoundCloud audio thing that I found through a Facebook group. Normally I don't bother with Facebook, but some of this advice is really good. And if it can help save some lives, then it's all useful. But yeah, infrastructure, ordering stuff, up your orders. And let's hope this blockchain stuff can work itself out. If I am kind of blocked from some of these sites, then I will look around for sites on a collective blockchain, be it Steam or Hive, where I can post. I don't really want to go back to centralized systems. I don't really want to go back to a Tumblr blog. I don't really want to self-host my stuff in the middle of all of this and worry about like having funds to pay for that hosting. So I will see where I can post. Maybe I'll end up just posting more on Twitter. I don't know. All right. I will catch up with you soon. You have a good day. I've been out of focus for the whole of that video, but I'm still going to put it up because that's life. All right. I'll catch you soon. Take care. Bye.